Good afternoon, everybody. This is Don again. It is time for episode 58 of Practical Reality. It's a Monday afternoon, just past 3:30, and the sun is out, and it's probably 72 degrees or so, and you can see my hair is getting blown all over the place because I'm back in the park where I belong. It's absolutely beautiful, although it's windy. Got to hold on to my script really tight, otherwise it's going to blow all over the place. But it's beautiful, and I'm glad to be back in the park. This is my natural spot for making these videos. Today is really nice, and I think we're going to have some rain later this week as April starts. So I'm hoping those May flowers will be the result of those April showers. So, in the past few videos I've been covering a lot of ground, and I have to say that I've been learning an awful lot myself. And I hope that you, my listeners, are getting the same benefit from these last few videos. My content is evolving as I evolve. I also hope that you've gone and watched the videos that I recommended from the other creators that I attached to the in the description of the videos for the past couple of episodes. I want to cover several points today. First, the videos that have inspired me and the videos I have recently made have been tremendous learning experiences for me. When we talk about personal evolution, there really is so much ground to cover. And I know I've done a video before on the subject of integration, which really means bringing all these elements together to have a sort of daily routine. But given everything that I've learned recently, I think it's important to revisit these subjects and incorporate the new viewpoints that I've gathered. These last few videos have allowed me to broaden my perspective and realize that no matter how good I think my daily approach to life is, that I can always get better. After 17 years of following spirituality, I sort of thought I had nailed it, like I knew all there was to know. But I've been shown recently that that's not true. And I'm going to give you another example as well. Just the other day, I was watching a video from Eckhart Tolle, who I would consider to be one of my main inspirations in spirituality. And he was he was talking about meditation. And the main point of the video was that there is no time in meditation. You see many people online and even in articles that you read recommending that you meditate for at least 20 minutes a day, up to an hour a day. But how much time is right for you, how much meditation time is right for you, remains an open question. You may only have to allocate 20 minutes a day, or that's all the time you may have to allocate to your meditation routine. But timing yourself is the wrong thing to do. That's what Eckhart Tolle was saying. How long does it take you to become present in the moment? And you might ask the deeper question, how do you know when you are present in the moment? Can you really tell? Now, if you're an experienced spirituality advocate like I am, my answer to that question is pretty simple. When I'm in the present moment, I feel my vibration rise. Anytime you can achieve presence, you should feel your vibration rise. And why is that? Because you are here in the moment and there's no more crap being thrown at you. The present or the future don't matter. You are simply here right now with yourself, celebrating that moment. And that should make your vibration rise. That should make you feel a sense of joy and peace inside. That's a very powerful feeling because that is an emotion being fabricated in the present moment instead of depending on the external environment. And that can be the beginning or the continuation of the formation of the new neural pathways in your brain that are so important for helping to rewrite your brain and get rid of the programming that make your body and mind a roadmap of the past instead of the blueprint for the future that you want. And I think it's also important to point out that that is a scientific fact. That is not theory. You are teaching your body and brain a new skill. It's like learning to play an instrument. I know I've used that example before. When you learn any new skill, it changes your brain. And so I would ask you, what better new skill is there to learn than the ability to control your internal environment and raise your frequency? It's also a scientific fact that like attracts like, which is supported by quantum physics, but rejected by the conventional scientific community. And if you want to be a cynic and accept what conventional science says, then go right ahead. But I would answer that in two ways. First of all, to me, it's like the relationship between conventional medicine and holistic medicine. A regular doctor will tell you that a holistic healer is a quack. Yet we all know that in some cases they have achieved some very measurable and laudable results. Secondly, conventional science cannot explain the universe. We all know this. Anything that can be tested or cannot be tested or proven, they will reject. Yet we also know that there are many, many things about the universe that are completely unknown, and that's why they keep asking questions. New evidence is being presented, and new questions arise every day. So building your belief system around something that you believe in with all of your heart and soul has got to be a constructive activity, even if it can't be explained by conventional science. In episode 53, I spoke about the importance of faith. It basically means faith in yourself and in what you're doing. The more of that you can have, the more likely you are to achieve the outcomes you desire. To me, that's not science. That's just plain old common sense. So let's talk about a practical application of that belief. How many times have you had a day where you just wake up on the wrong side of the bed, as they say? You're feeling negative like all day long. Or maybe something triggers you and you start to feel negative and you suddenly find that half the day is over. Or maybe it's 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and you're standing there and you think to yourself, wow, my energy is just flowing in the wrong direction. Just that realization that you come to can tell you that you are conscious. So what do you do about it? You can journal, you can meditate, you can sit down and do a breathing exercise, you can try to achieve a moment of presence and feel your vibration rise. I have to say that in my experience, I have not yet mastered the ability to completely turn my energy around in a short period of time. Sometimes it takes hours. Sometimes I have to get done with everything I'm doing and have a few free moments before I can actually achieve that realization. But that realization itself, that your energy is negative and flowing in the wrong direction, can be a very useful tool for you to begin to build those new neural pathways. Because that realization of the negative flow means you come at it in some way with positive thoughts or positive actions or simply achieving some presence and then feeling your vibration rise. And the regular practice of such action means that you are assuring yourself of bringing your future into being. And we know that's true because the more belief you have around that future, the more likely it is to become your present. So lastly, let's talk about the most recent insight that I've gained from the new knowledge that I've acquired recently. It can be summed up in 2 words: beauty and simplicity. Ask yourself this question: what do you choose to see first in the world? What does your mind see first? Do you look for the beauty in things, or do you look for to the truth, or do you seek to criticize first? The way the media has conditioned people contributes to division in our society and fuels the cynicism that leads many people to reject their own potential and act against their own best interest. How many people will say that I'm a fool because I am an idealist and I look for the beauty in things first? As a poet, it is essential to recognize what is beautiful about this life that we have. Poetry is basically, in my opinion, about seeing beauty in every situation. So what do you choose to see? There are people out there doing good work, trying to advance the cause of mankind, and they are followed by people who are relentlessly criticizing them because they have been conditioned to feel so negative and to look for ways to tear everything down. And how much more enjoyable is life when you choose to recognize the beauty rather than pick it apart to look for the ugliness beneath. Think about the human body, for instance. You might look at a woman and think she's absolutely beautiful. But if you started to perform surgery on her and looked at her internal organs, it's a different story. I remember when my first wife was giving birth to our first child. She had to have a cesarean section. And if you have been in that situation before, then you know what I'm talking about. They put a curtain across her midsection so the doctors can see what they're looking at. And I was just looking at her from the knees down and holding her hand to reassure her. And when they removed the baby and cut the cord, they put it on a warming tray. And I made the mistake of kind of like peering over the curtain to see what she looked like. And I was like, whoa, I don't want to see that. I turned my head away really fast because the inside of the human body is not nearly as beautiful as the outside. That's all there is to it. So there's a perfect example. Do you want to see the beauty, or do you want to try to detect the ugliness? It's your choice. I choose to look at the beauty as a poet and as a conscious being. Next, let's talk about simplicity. How many times have you heard it said that the simple life is the best life? And how far away does that simple life seem to be sometimes? The world is throwing crap at you every day. Life seems to be getting more and more complicated. But if we talk about your belief system, it can be pretty simple. You have a life. You want to achieve certain things. How are you going to achieve those things? Working hard, believing in yourself. These are all platitudes that people will recite every day on social media. Work hard, work smart, whatever. But the whole point is that you can simplify your life by focusing on only those things that serve you. And the mainstream media does not serve you. I don't know how many times I've been told by people that I'm a fool for not watching the nightly news. You should know what's going on, they say. The fact of the matter is I know what's going on, and I don't like it either. But I am not going to let that deter me from achieving the things that I want. I am not going to let that throw me off my course. I just won't. Let the world do what it wants. I know what I want, and I know that I'm a good person. And I choose to simplify my life by focusing on being that good person and presenting myself to the world as the best person I can be every day. And I believe there is still some relevance and reward for being honest and truthful and authentic. And that should not be a difficult process. That should not be complicated. So that's how I choose to interact with the world. I'm in control. Now, of course, you may ask, does that control shift and waver sometimes? Absolutely. But knowing that the objective is your internal control and that you shape your own future and control how you interact with the world is a disciplined and sensible approach to facing life on a daily basis. Now, I mentioned that video from Eckhart Tolle a few minutes ago and how he said that in meditation, there is no time. So I've taken that advice and I've begun to listen to videos or meditations that are not guided anymore. There's no voice at all. It's simply what's called meditation music, or videos that say they remove all the negative energy from your body. And they're usually very soothing videos at a certain frequency that are very easy to listen to and put you automatically into a relaxed mood. And from there, it becomes quite easy to clear your mind and then achieve presence and begin to visualize the future that you want without anybody telling you how to do it. And I find that to be very, very rewarding. So there you have it. This channel is called Practical Reality because I speak in practical terms, even if the subjects don't always necessarily seem very practical. Some of them are somewhat idealistic, and I am never going to lose that idealistic spirit. But maintaining that inquisitive nature and sense of wonder about the world is far better than letting yourself be consumed by that garbage that is thrown at you every day. That's all I have to say about that. I thank you all for listening. I hope everyone gets something positive out of this video. I hope everyone listens and contributes and comments and likes and subscribes. And I wish you all peace, happiness, and prosperity. Thank you again. This is Don, signing off of episode 58 of Practical Reality.